welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Cambo Campbell.
For now, Nelson.
Oh.
Day may come where old Michael
No, it won't.
Cambo
No, it won't, Cambo.
no longer joins you.
Unless
Even
you,
on this mortal coil of ours.
Unless you're thinking that you'll take Stacey's last name when you get married. You will always be here.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to change my name.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's me. That's fair enough.
And even with
then
my
I'd
new
have to
last
call
name.
you Quebo. That's what I'm going to call you.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if people know Stacey's last name, so that might not make sense.
Well, yeah.
But you know what? It's funnier that way.
Kevin, I had the weirdest experience this week. I just want to share it with you, and maybe you can tell me why this thing matters.
Okay.
I was at a Subway getting a sandwich.
That's your first problem.
Yes. Hey, Subway's great. Don't knock on Subway. We've had this conversation before. What's your problem with Subway, Kemba?
I don't know. I just don't like it.
You don't like... Kemba doesn't like healthy food, guys.
Is it healthy food?
It's sandwiches. How is it not healthy?
Have you seen the calories of one of those things?
What? Yeah, if you get the freaking meatball sub or whatever.
Yum.
Yeah. If it's just a sandwich, the bread is maybe the worst part.
Yeah. It's like
It's
sugar
fine.
bread.
Anyway.
Also, they covered up that pedophile.
What? No, nah, I'm not even... I was going to pretend to defend him, and then I realized that was a bad thing to do, so...
I love it, by the way, every time that sometimes comes up on Reddit, that Subway did knowingly sometimes turn a blind eye to some of his past allegations.
Right.
Every time there'll be a comment being like, oh, just like this, and there'll be a link. And they're like, that's the Auntie Donna video. Without a doubt, that's the Auntie Donna video where they're the Subway marketing department trying to work out what sandwich will help people forget that they covered up the pedophile.
That's funny. Okay, anyway. So I was in Subway.
Yeah.
And there was a guy in front of me, and he was getting his sandwich toasted. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. So the way they make it, obviously... They get the piece of paper out, they put your bread on the paper, they cut it open, they put the meat and the cheese on, then they toast it, and they take it out, and they put the rest of the salads on.
Yeah.
The guy took it out of the toaster and put it on the counter and was like, yeah, what salads do you want, mate? He goes, can you change the paper? And the guy was like, what? What do you mean? He's like, the burnt paper. Can you change the paper now? And he was like... yeah? And he's like, and he took it, he's like, do you want me to change it now? Or like just when I'm rolling it up or something? And he's like, oh, I don't care.
Okay.
And so the guy transferred to a new when I say burnt, I mean like
browned.
Browned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Singed ever so slightly.
As baking paper does in an oven.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's baking paper. And so... And then he's like, yeah, cool. And took his order and went. And I am still, to this day, confused as to why that makes a difference at all. Because one thing that you might think, oh, well, maybe it's because it smells. Mm-hmm. Perhaps it smells a bit different. It doesn't, though.
No.
It doesn't. I have plenty of toasted Subway sandwiches. The paper doesn't get... Yeah, it doesn't actually burn. So, Camber... Please tell me. Let me sleep for since this moment.
Yeah.
Why?
This man, and you want to know this, has a very specific phobia of paper that was one color but is now a different color.
Oh, it's gone slightly brown. Yeah.
Yes, the thing. Yeah. Which is crazy that he toasts his Subways.
Yeah.
You would think you would just have it fresh.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Don't be around your phobia so much. Yes. The toastophobia. Yeah. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he's okay with bread? Or does it transfer to bread too? If he toasts his bread, he's
if you put a slice of white bread in, it comes out golden. Is he but then why would he toast?
But then maybe he's okay with wholemeal. You know, because that's
less of a color change.
Yeah.
It's a bit browned already.
I can't actually remember what type of bread he had. So let's say that's definitely what happened.
That's what happened though, Nelson.
Okay, good to know. Okay, but let's get into it. This first one was by Gaming Fury Boy, and it was in the subreddit, Who Would Win? It says, everyone in the world gets an AK-47. Can humanity survive? Today, God decides to become a Russian and an American.
Okay.
Now every human, every man, woman, and child is given an AK-47. The rules are... everyone acquires an AK upon reaching the age of 3 years. One could keep it at home, but the AK will eventually appear on the person again if they stray farther than 1 kilometer. Also, the AKs are bound to their owners and will not function in the hands of another, as to deter some from trying to steal and capitalize on selling them for profits, so only the owner can use it. I just want to point out something really fundamental here, and my apologies, Gaming Fury Boy. But if everybody in the world has an AK-47, you won't be able to profit off selling them, even if you could take it away from somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody's gotten it. No one is ever like, I wish I could fire 2 AKs at the same time.
Oh, actually. The only person you could sell it to is the person you stole it from. Sell it back to them. Because they're the only person without an AK-47.
Exactly. Anyway, okay. If the AK is too far away from its owner, it would teleport back into the owner's hands.
Yeah.
The AKs are also noted to have unlimited ammo in the magazine. It does come with a sling, so it can be slung around the shoulder. These God-given...
You don't have to sell us on the AKs.
Yeah,
right?
This is unnecessary, I feel like. These God-given AKs also don't require maintenance. The AKs also come with a free scope with a 4-power zoom. This is also irrelevant. The AKs, if destroyed, will reappear on the person just 10 minutes later. Okay, that's important, perhaps. Yes, they come with safety, so you can just flick the safety on and simply don't chamber around. Detaching the magazine is possible, but it'll reappear back in place within 5 minutes. It comes with a security code to ensure one doesn't lose the infinite magazine, which only functions... Okay, unnecessary. All bullets are armor-piercing. So they are very likely to easily shred apart regular cars and unarmored vehicles. Even lightly armored vehicles like Humvees would be shredded by concentrated fire. This guy just read a lot about AK-47s and ammo type. So, how does this change the world? First, this is what I'd like to know. Just it wasn't in the rules, and I'd like to clarify. Yeah, you get the gun, the AK, at age 3. Yeah, is it a 3-year-old sized AK-47?
Does the AK-47 grow with you?
I think it should grow.
I think it should grow.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to know. Gaming Fury Boy.
Yeah,
I would say by their use of kilometer, are not American. And an AK-47 is a Russian gun.
Yep.
So at the beginning, they said God becomes a Russian and an American.
Yeah.
Is that alluding to the Americans just have guns?
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
I was just
confused by that.
Yeah. Do you reckon that would really... Do you reckon then, if we all had AKs, then there would be less fixation on guns in general?
Well, I was going to say,
in America, obviously.
It would really test the NRA's line.
Guns don't kill people.
People kill people. And also, the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
Yeah.
So you need more guns as a deterrent.
Yeah. But see, they'd be so upset if everybody just
they can't
was
sell guns.
bored with a gun now, and they're like...
This would actually be their nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. I guess they would get into like better armor or something. Yeah, I think there would just be so many more dead people.
You don't think that it would be a stalemate?
It's literally the problem with guns is like if everyone had them, because the point is, when somebody gets in a bad mood, it gets angry. And in fact, I remember reading a story not that long ago where, I think we spoke about it on the podcast, maybe it was a Reddit post or something, where a woman shot some guy in a road rage incident. And she was like pregnant, but now shot him and killed him, and she's going to jail for life. And it's the moments like that people shouldn't have guns. Because, yes, potentially, if we all had guns and we were all having a good day all the time, we'd be fine. but people have shitty days. And if you're literally holding a gun at the time, you might not think straight. And
do you think that, I don't know why I'm arguing the counterpoint, but
I think that's fine.
Do you think that happened because that person knows that it was less likely that everybody else in the vicinity had a gun and could retaliate?
No, I don't think so.
Because you're probably not thinking about that, are you? You're just thinking about how angry you are.
Yeah, and also because you're not thinking everyone else is a murderer. And okay, there's a couple of reasons. I think one is because we've seen that the threat of capital punishment doesn't work also. So people will commit crime even if they know they're going to be caught and then killed for it. But also I think you are not necessarily thinking that you will be in that heated moment that you'll be stopped by somebody else shooting you.
Yeah.
Because they might not necessarily know. Like if you're the bystander and you're like, oh, it really looks like that guy's going to shoot that person. Should I shoot him?
Here's a question. Would it be harder to rob a bank?
See, I think there's also the thing that like people don't want to kill other people.
No, but if you're going into a bank with 30 people in line, I would be way less confident that like one of them wouldn't try and shoot me back.
Well, I think the thing
all the
is
bank tellers and the security guards and
Yeah, I think maybe then the thing is there would be way more deaths again.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because you go into the bank and you're like, just gun everyone down.
Everyone died.
Yeah. And in fact, this rule said that if the person strays farther than 1 kilometer, it will appear on them again.
Yeah.
And another rule that says it comes teleports back into the owner's hand.
Yeah.
So
I tell you
so
what.
long as like the strategy would be kill a bunch of them, and then for the people that are too afraid left, take their guns off them, their AKs off them, I guess,
and go run 900 meters that way, and then stop,
and then no more.
If you were in some kind of like firefight and you dropped your AK-47 and went down the drain, you just have to run.
Yeah.
For
I
1
really
kilometer until it reappeared in your hands.
Yeah, that's true.
How does it change the world? For the worse.
For the worse. So much more death.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said last episode, pretty screwed anyway.
Yeah.
Give it a go. see how
we'll give it a go for 1 year.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah. Just to
everyone's like, remember 2024? And they're like, we don't talk about 2024.
We don't talk about it. I lost so many family members. Yeah. Anywho, I think we should move on, Kim, and get into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit was by Circe.
Seriously.
No, it's not seriously.
No, it's not, but it almost is.
Seriously. But cross-posted to us by Just Judging Reddit said, you have to ruin a wedding. What do you do?
Now, I'm confident that we've had this question before.
No, can't be, you idiot. We definitely haven't. Don't think about it.
So much
Okay, what did you say last time?
Well, I Googled Reddit on Reddit, ruin wedding.
Oh, no.
And now episode 148 is called...
I can't open apps on this device.
Google.
You got Google.
I'm sure people probably couldn't have even heard that on these mics, but our Google Home just went off. Episode 148 is called Wedding Ruiners.
Was it this question there? Is it going to be something else?
This is what I thought. I'll give it a listen.
Okay.
And I'll see what we said.
Okay.
And this is a while ago. This is 2019, so years and years ago now. Do you know how long it took us to get to the first segment?
What did we start rambling about first?
Have
we had this question before?
I had to keep skipping through it, but a lot of it was about you offering someone potato chips in an elevator.
How is that relevant?
I don't know, but how long do you reckon we talked about that?
Oh, God. I hope only 30 seconds.
Nelson, it was 9 minutes.
Oh, my God.
So I actually lost the will to live.
Yeah.
And stopped before we even got to the thing.
Yeah, okay.
Because I was like, this is too long.
Okay.
I say that having known that we talked for about 11 minutes last episode about the referendum. I think that's more substantial. I will just say that.
Okay. Right. What would you do, Camber?
Well, my point is, if we have indeed answered this question before, isn't it fun to wonder how our answers have changed?
Yeah. We'll
That's
find
how-
out.
That's how I'm going to view this.
We'll find out.
Well, we have weddings coming up.
How could we ruin them as ourselves, as the grooms?
Yes.
Um,
Other than obviously not turning up. That's the
Yeah.
easiest one.
Actually, I'm gonna go for another thing where I ruin the wedding by continuously pushing out the date and putting it off.
Yeah.
When my partner goes to, suggest a
And-
particular date.
Yeah.
I'm ruining the wedding by not letting it happen ever.
What you need to do is let her pick the date and then announce the date
Yeah.
and then push it back. Because that's way more annoying.
Yeah, and I'll be like, I forgot about the Dota International
Yeah.
and so on. And I really like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is annoying because normally you announce the date once you've booked a venue for that date. So you may
we've got
lose
the
a
venue too.
couple of deposits.
Yeah, that's true. I'll do anything to ruin a wedding.
Look,
Cambo.
it will certainly ruin a wedding.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so do you think it would ruin the wedding if as soon as you're married, so the person says, we now pronounce your husband and wife, kiss the bride,
Yeah.
you turned and in your best Borat voice went, my wife?
Okay.
Like in front of your friends and your
Yeah.
family and you knew, because
Yeah.
you're doing it as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah, yeah. But,
And then I'll stand up and go, very nice.
Yeah.
And then we'll laugh
yeah, yeah.
because we think Borat is still funny.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But, hey, here's a fun fact.
Yeah.
I should have brought this up last episode. Sacha Baron Cohen, same birthday as me.
Ah, that would have been relevant last episode.
Yep. Should have brought that up.
Yeah. Not the
Everybody,
same age, though.
everybody, even if you've already listened to it, go back, listen to
With that in your
with
mind.
that in mind.
Yeah.
The whole episode, not just the last bit when we do the birthday things. The whole episode.
The whole episode.
Yeah. What Borat? Yeah.
A big Borat impression on
Here's
the
the
wedding
thing,
day.
though. Then you'd get some people that nervously laugh, and people. You have to keep going with it.
At
I
least-
think you Borat for at least 5 minutes.
At least one of my uncles that I know of would think it's pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I think a lot of people would laugh a bit. Stacey would roll her eyes.
Oh, Stacey would hate it.
And hate it.
Yeah.
And give you a look. But in that moment, I think you haven't quite ruined the wedding yet.
Okay. It's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah. Do I just keep going through Sacha Baron Cohen characters the whole night? Oh. So then I'm throwing out like a booyakasha, like a getting into the LEG. I put a little LEG cap on.
Yeah, yeah. It would
And
be.
then suddenly I'm the dictator. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, I never saw that. I don't know.
His big beard or something. I don't
Did
know.
he say my wife or something like that?
I
Was
think
that good?
it was more just kind of a racist Middle Eastern stereotype.
Okay, that's unlike him.
Yeah. Doesn't normally play into stereotypes.
Yeah. Okay. I also think that I reckon that what you should do, because I'm trying to think of like the things that people traditionally do at weddings.
Yeah.
That if you just refuse to do, I think would eventually ruin the wedding.
Yeah.
One thing is, I think a lot of brides and grooms, they don't get a chance to eat
Yeah.
during the wedding.
Yeah.
I think if you insisted on eating and just until you were just so full, like this thing going on, there's speeches going on, and you're just howling down.
I actually want it to be like in the movie Matilda. When that young boy has to eat the chocolate cake in front of everyone.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And everyone's just watching you go, hum, Everyone's quite off-put by it.
Yeah.
I like the idea of taking a tradition too far.
Okay.
So I would say here's a classic joke. Is when they cut the cake and you have the first bit of cake and you feed it to each other. Sometimes one of them will smudge a bit of cake on the other one's face and everyone goes, oh, what are they like? But what if you grabbed the back of her head and slammed it into the cake? Like face first into the cake.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then
like a wrestler.
when she gets up and is like so shocked, trip her back the other way onto the floor, dump the cake on top of her.
Yeah. And then go, what? It's just a joke.
Boom. And then complain that there's no cake to eat. I think that's good.
That's good.
That's pretty key.
What about how could you ruin it with speeches? Bride and groom give a speech at the end of the wedding.
Yeah, I always think.
Let me tell you, will it be consummating tonight?
Yeah. Some people have definitely done that,
I'm sure they
haven't
have.
they?
Yeah.
And it's fine. I always think about like, don't bring up your ex-partner during a wedding.
Yeah.
And I think if at the end you're like, I really thought I was going to spend my life with my last girlfriend.
Yeah.
We had so much in common and stuff. But then Ellen came along and like, it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
And but yeah, just the one that got away, I guess.
But typically this will work.
This
will work.
This is acceptable. But yeah.
What about wrong name?
Oh, wrong name is good.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah. Do you know what I remember? One of your ex-girlfriends, you used to jokingly always call her the wrong name.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny. And I think she thought it was funny until like a few weeks in.
Yeah. She thought it was funny at first. And then it wasn't all that funny anymore.
Yeah.
Like 6 months later.
But you were like, no, but it's still funny. So
Yeah, I think her name was a different name in my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think we've ruined a wedding.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
It's not one big action. It's many small actions
many
we take.
small actions. All right, let's get to Today I Advise. So now it's time for Today I Learned. What's the intro to that? Today I Learned. And also sometimes advice. This Today I Learned was by Noel Matthey. No? Yep. Noel Matthey. But it was cross-posted to us by Gone Fish Caking. Today I learned about Tim Freed, the Venom Man. Tim flatlined from 2 back-to-back cobra bites in 2001. He was revived and decided to become immune to snake venom in hope of creating a universal anti-venom. He has taken 200-plus fang bites and 400-plus needle injections from lethal cobras, mambas, kraits, and taipans.
You know, when I read this,
Yeah,
the ending I was expecting never came.
I know.
Which was, and here's the reason behind so many venomous antidotes.
Yeah.
But that is not in this fact.
What this to me sounds like is like he was like, I'm gonna try be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
By just getting enough.
Snake boy.
And my ability is going to be immune to snakes. So that if there is some snake villain out there that throws snakes, I will be fine. But it doesn't actually seem like it's ever gotten to the point where it's paid off.
I mean, he might be immune at this point, but the fact literally never states it.
Yeah. And I feel like if there's only one time to say it, it's in the post to say, and he's...
I mean, maybe by the fact that he's been bitten, 700 times.
Yeah.
Might indicate that, but if he's done it, like, with medical people around, you probably could survive, you know?
Maybe. What I don't get is, like, why spend less time around snakes, for one?
Okay, back-to-back cobra bites in 2001 makes me think that bitten by cobra, flatlined, revived him, like, oh, thank God. And they're like, now don't stick your hand back in the car. Oh, he's done it again. Okay. Revived him.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we've brought you back to life. You need to avoid these snakes. And he's like, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So it actually makes more sense for me to become immune to snakes because let me tell you, this will keep happening.
Yeah. Or I like the idea that they're like, look, you either need to avoid snakes or I guess get bitten by them 1,000 times. And he was like, oh, I didn't realize that was an option.
You have 2 options.
Yeah. Do you think there's something you could do perhaps for the greater good of humanity where you do that thing tons of times so that there is humanity becomes immune to some sense, and you can stretch, the meaning of this ability is. Oh,
I think it's a plague, Nelson, that we shouldn't be doing.
Okay.
So what I'll do,
I'll
take the bullet. I'll do it so much that I don't need to do it anymore.
Can you imagine how much you'd have to do it? Like, if we're saying that only one person in the world has to do it so much that nobody else can do it again, I guess.
I just need to do it until I unlock the part of my brain that makes me not want to do it. And then we extract that and turn it into some kind of...
Oh, okay.
That was my thought.
Yep. That's cool.
Yeah. It is cool.
But you would have to then consider the person who's done it the most and is still, like, super okay with it. Yeah. You've got to do it more than that. And I've never thought about this before, but there is a guy out there going nuts all the time. He is.
Yeah. And it's a he.
It's a he.
Let's be honest.
He is choking the chicken, as they say frequently.
Just think of how unfun that would be, by the way.
It wouldn't. Yeah, you would be
like we make jokes, but that would actually be a living nightmare.
It would be
because you just always need to be doing it.
Oh, you'd be so
you'd be out
sore.
for dinner. You'd be like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'll
just
be back.
a second.
I'll be back.
I've got to beat Timothy. He's the world record holder at the moment. How many times a day do you reckon that is? Just like for that insane person.
5 or 6, maybe.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's about right. I agree. Okay. So you would masturbate forever.
Yeah.
I think I would. I could maybe, for humanity, bite my lip. Because isn't that the most annoying thing? If we could make that.
Or the inside of your mouth.
Like just anywhere on the inside of your mouth. That's so annoying. If I could become immune to that and share that immunity with the world.
Can we extend this, since you're sacrificing, to burning the roof of your mouth?
Oh, yeah. And actually, if I can only have one, it would be burning the roof of my mouth more than the...
Because then I would never check the temperature of any pie ever again. Actually, I just hoe into it.
Gambo, we recently went to Japan. And, and I think I proved that... Yeah. Nothing would stop me from just shoving something into my mouth, regardless of the temperature. That's a painful one. That's no good. What if you could break your arm and stuff? Do that
enough that I become immune to bone breaking. But do I have to break every bone to make that? And how many times do I have to break every bone?
We'll start now and we'll work it out along the way.
It's like, all right, by the 8th time you broke your arm, you're actually now immune to breaking that part of your arm.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll move now down to your wrist.
Yeah.
And your arm actually has, I don't know how many bones, let's say 15? Like through the shoulder to the hand. Break each of them 8 times. That's one arm.
Who do you reckon's broken their most bones? Like a skateboarder or something like that?
Stuntman.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably to be honest, probably some kind of torture victim.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Nah, I reckon not. I mean, they would have to be tortured for like a long time.
Never underestimate torture.
Okay. Never underestimate North Korea. All right. Kimbo, let's move on and get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, thoughts, thoughts.
This shower thought is by Inner Layer. Getting fat is fun, but being fat is not fun. Getting thin is not fun, but being thin is fun.
I wonder if being thin is fun is universally true.
I was just thinking about it. I was like, is being thin fun?
Like,
also, is... Yeah, okay. Let's just start with that.
Yeah. We'll start with that one before we go into being fat is not fun.
Yeah.
Let's put aside starvation.
Okay.
Even just like think of how many, I don't know, models
Yeah.
are not happy
Yeah.
having to be as thin as they are and probably be on some weird diet.
That's true. There's a scale. You can be too thin.
Yeah.
Where it's definitely...
In the 90s, there was a
not
trend
fun.
called heroin chic,
Yeah.
which was just so thin.
Yeah.
Like you look at someone like Kate Moss or whatever, and that became a style, and then people wanted to emulate it, and it was dangerous because
Yeah.
they were doing it quite unhealthily. That
Yeah.
doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. That's not fun.
Being fit, I think, should be the phrase.
Being fit.
Being fit and healthy. Because
Yeah,
normally if you are
yeah.
fit and healthy, you are normally thinner.
Yes, you're thinner. Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's what I would agree with. Being fat, not fun. Again, kind of a sliding scale here.
Yeah.
But
Being morbidly obese.
considering sometimes you can't get on roller coasters, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I'd say. I always sometimes think about that when I go to like something that I take for granted as like, if you're really the wrong body type,
Yeah.
you can't enjoy this activity.
Also, I would say, we've maybe questioned being thin is fun and being fat is not fun.
Yeah.
Let's now question getting fat is fun and getting thin is
Yes.
not fun.
I think that's
Because eating junk food
yeah.
literally changes your brain chemistry
Yeah.
to be like less satisfied with things. And
Yeah.
you are more easily lethargic and depressive.
Yeah.
And on the opposite scale,
Yeah.
losing weight and working out actually releases endorphins
Yeah.
that make you quite euphoric.
And you can do things like go on a hike that's like, a nice trip into nature. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be, this like grinding at the gym or
Yeah.
anything like that. Like there are
And
fun ways to become
As
fit.
you watch the scale go up, I'm sure you feel worse. And as you
Yeah.
watch the scale go down, I'm sure you feel better.
If I eat a bucket of KFC chicken, I did not have fun doing that. There was maybe the first couple of bites.
No,
and then
you
by the end
certainly
I'm
had
like,
fun.
oh God.
But I think the ratio was off. You certainly have fun, right? But then the scale tips pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because everyone is good with like 2 to 3 bits of chicken.
Yeah.
So for the 2 to 3, you're like, what fun?
Yeah.
But a bucket doesn't have 2 to 3 bits of chicken in it. So the scale tips pretty evenly because they come in like 12 to 15
Yeah.
wings.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
The ratio, 3 of the 15 are fun.
Yeah, exactly. Really, I think the thing is here, eating averagely and being of average weight is the most fun. That's what we've learned. Okay, here's another one. This is by Successful Leak 96. Nothing erodes respect in someone quite like learning they're deeply into astrology.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before on the show. And I would say astrology is maybe like an easy target. I'm curious, what if someone is into it, apart from astrology, makes you lose a little bit of, like, not lose respect, but be like, oh, okay. Well, like if they were really into the blockchain, for example, and they just always talked about the blockchain. Would
Yeah.
part of you, do you think, because the stigma is obviously crypto bros, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you think part of you would start judging them?
I mean, like no, kind of way less.
Yeah.
Because at least I understand there's
you
some like
understand.
logic
Yeah.
there,
Yeah,
you know?
because it is real.
Yeah, it's real, and you can, for one, like maybe I don't understand a portion of it that even maybe they are misinterpreting or something, but I can believe that it might be true, so that's enough.
All right, here's one. You're a fan of Jim Carrey.
Yep.
You quite like him.
Yep.
But Jim Carrey is big into the concept of manifestation, which is you think and believe and the universe will provide it for you. And he's always been really into it, more so in recent years. Does that erode any respect you have for Jim?
What is funny, actually,
Is Jim Carrey movies.
Is also that I've heard him being interviewed and they're like, yeah, like, what religion are you? And he's like, oh, I'm Christian, I'm Buddhist, I'm whatever. And I'm like, I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, but specifically.
Yeah, but like you kind of need to choose on. Anyway, that's like less so. But to me, even then, right, that idea, I actually think there is some truth to it, to some weird degree, right? Like not ever literally, but kind of the idea of like, well, if you just never kind of try sort of thing, then you're never going to get anywhere. And almost that idea of manifestation to me is more of a philosophy. I'm not saying that he believes it as a philosophy.
But you're saying if you truly believe that you're going to be a movie star, you are more inclined to take the actions to make that happen.
Yeah. You go to auditions and you learn how to act and things because you're like, this is going to happen to me.
Which is funny because then you should take the credit. Don't give it to the universe.
Yeah.
You're like, I did this to be clear.
Yeah, exactly. But on a larger scale to that was like very specific perhaps, where like if somebody had, I don't know, I can't think of another example. Well, let's take, I don't know, Scientology, and somebody's like, definitely we've all got the souls of aliens inside us or whatever the bullshit that is. Then I'm like, no, that's too crazy.
Yeah.
That you can't break that down into some sort of philosophy. That's just that's just crazy talk.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to do one, but I don't think you respect them in the first place. But I'll do it anyway.
I respect everybody.
Let's say, do you enjoy the pop music of Blink-182? All the small things, etc.
Sure. Yeah.
Tom DeLonge, the lead singer of that, is super into UFOs.
Yeah.
UFO conspiracies.
Yeah.
Does that erode what little respect you had for them for their several hits in the late 90s?
Hey, I loved their songs. It's not that I had little respect for them. Yeah, it does a little bit, for sure. Still, again, not that much. It's something about the idea of astrology kind of where people believe there are external forces that control their life that to me it seems like worse. Like that's a little bit more crazy. Because if somebody's like, I'm really into UFOs and stuff, even though I don't believe it at all, there is the 0.0001% chance.
It could be true.
It could be true.
Yeah.
Astrology, not ever in a million gazillion years.
Okay. So astrology is the worst.
It's the worst. Yeah. My auntie for a while was really into tarot cards.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
That's not good.
No.
Especially because she's like, yeah, I'm just like learning about how to read them, which is like, I'm learning how to extract whatever meaning I want from the cards that come out. Anyway. All right. Kimber, let's move on and get into podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another thing, and we do it ourselves.
It's my week this week. Mm-hmm. We're coming up to Halloween, Nelson. By the time the next episode drops, we'll be pretty much on Halloween, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
But that's not my podnapping, so
yeah,
I've had to theme this one Halloween.
Okay.
Not really a thing in Australia, we should point out as much.
Yeah, not really. It's getting there, though.
It's getting there as we slowly become America Junior.
Yeah.
But what I did is I went online and I found some Halloween trivia. This is about horror movie trivia. Mm-hmm. With answers, it tells me.
Oh,
so that's good.
That's good.
Otherwise, I'll be like, what movie is this? You're like, I don't know. What is it? I'm like, I don't know. Someone did answer that.
Yeah, somebody will know, though.
But what I discovered is they actually split this quiz into two parts. So I haven't read this, and I just sent you the second half of it.
Yes.
So the first half, I'm going to ask you. The second half you can ask me.
Here's the thing, Cambo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm suspicious that what you've actually done is memorize all
Memorize
the
them all.
answers. So if you get more than 50% of mine correct, then I'm going to say you cheated.
Yeah, fair enough.
And if you get less, you're a loser because you didn't get enough.
And you know what? The onus is on me to disprove that.
Yeah.
So-
If you get exactly 50%, I'll say that's a win for you. But only in that scenario.
Okay. So here are some horror movie Halloween questions.
Yeah.
What eerie film is credited with coining the notorious phrase, "Do you like horror movies?"
Oh, is that Scream?
It is Scream.
Yay! I got one. I thought I was going to be bad at this, but I've nailed it 100% correct.
All right. The synopsis below most accurately represents what horror movie? I will just point out,
Yes.
I've already spotted a few spelling mistakes.
Okay.
I'm thinking of just reading them with the spelling mistakes.
Okay.
The synopsis below accurately represents which horror film? A research team in Antarctica is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims.
Oh, Antarctica. The Antarctica thing is actually throwing me off. But is this like the body snatchers something or other?
It's not the body snatchers something or other. I
Yeah.
will give you the clue that it's from the 1980s.
80s. Man, I don't know. Maybe I have seen it. Oh, no, Antarctica. Nah, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
The plot for The Thing.
Oh, The Thing.
The Thing.
Okay. Yeah, I never knew that. I've heard of that movie,
Yeah.
but yeah. didn't know.
Good movie. People tend to like 80s horror, and I think mostly it's bad, but The Thing is very good.
Okay, that's good.
Which horror film does the phrase, "The power of Christ compels you," appear?
Okay, so
Let's think, what situation would you say that?
Yeah, that's got to be an expelling of a demon in someone. I reckon I've seen this movie too. Okay, so like The Exorcist?
It is The
Oh,
Exorcist.
okay,
Yeah,
cool.
why not?
Yeah, just the most obvious one.
What was the 1953 horror film that was remade in 2005 with Paris Hilton as the lead?
Oh, damn, I do remember her being in some horror film.
Yeah.
So when did the...
Also stars Chad Michael Murray, I believe. from
Did you say when
One
the first one came out?
1953. Does that help?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. I don't think I'm going to get this. I think I just have to pass because I vaguely remember her being the lead in some horror movie.
I'm going to read it as it's written.
Okay.
House of Wax.
Oh, House of Wax.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's spelled WOX.
Yes.
Which classic horror film stars a serial killer dressed as William Shatner?
What? I don't think I've ever heard of this movie. Is that possible?
It's a slightly misleading question,
Oh, okay.
but they're technically correct.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you the hint that it is a classic slasher film.
Okay. So like Freddy or something, like Freddy Krueger or I don't know. Nightmare on Elm Street. Elm Street. I'm just saying
Halloween.
whatever. Oh, Halloween.
Halloween.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
the fun fact there is that the Michael Myers mask
Yeah.
is a William Shatner Star Trek mask that they painted white.
Oh,
So
I did not
in the
know
60s,
that.
when the TV show was really popular, they made rubber masks as William Shatner. And for that movie, because it was so low budget, they just got one of those and painted it white. And that is the Michael Myers mask.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
So they're technically
Halloween,
correct, but it
yeah.
is a misleading.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like they're walking around as Captain Kirk. What horror film uses the tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream"?
Okay. I'm sure I've seen this before.
Space
We've heard
horror movie.
Space horror film. It's got to be like, oh man, I don't know. It's like Alien or
It is
something.
Alien.
Oh,
Well done.
Alien,
Well
yes.
What is the highest grossing Stephen King film adaptation to date?
Only because maybe there's been two. I'm going to say It.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Even just the first It is
really.
beat all the rest. It was
Right.
huge.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip this question because it's ridiculously hard. It's about the films of Georges Méliès. He was a filmmaker in the 1917 or something.
I know. him.
And the answer's in French, so I'm going to skip that.
Yeah. Cordon bleu.
What? This is incorrect. I'm going to change it. What movie series is based on a concept for an unproduced episode of The X-Files?
Ah.
So there was going to be an episode of The X-Files that got scrapped, and instead they turned it into a movie, which in turn turned into a series.
Oh, and then that
movies.
turned into a series. Well, that's cool. Okay, total random sort of guess. Final Destination.
Correct.
Oh!
Correct.
That was an amazing guess.
That was a great guess.
I think it was maybe
I
because
don't
I was
think-
like, what's a series of
Movies,
of horror films
that aren't
and
just
was
like a
it.
slasher.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, it would be weird if there was an X-Files. It was like Friday the 13th.
yeah.
That was a pitch for an X-Files TV show, X-Files episode. When Carrie, 1976, is taken to the stage after being elected prom queen, bullies douse her in the blood of what animal?
It's like a pig.
It is a pig. Wow.
Yes.
The film A Quiet Place was initially intended to be a sequel to what?
A Quiet Place. Oh. Is it like, was it like Cloverfield?
Yeah, correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm nailing this quiz.
I'm going to skip this question because I think it's too hard. In the original A Nightmare... Oh, Jesus. The original Nightmare on
Who
Elm
put
Street.
this quiz together?
BigQuizThing.com.
Okay.
In the original A Nightmare on Elm Street, what is Nancy's address?
Oh, 13. Elm Street.
Yeah. It was 1428 Elm Street.
Oh, okay.
And last question from my side. What horror movie's tagline is, "We dare you to say his name 5 times"?
Sandman?
Not
No. Candyman.
Candyman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Candyman.
yeah,
Candyman.
well done.
Sandman. What am I talking about?
You just go to sleep to see him.
Yeah. Okay. Now your questions, Cambo.
50%. I gotta get 50%.
In which film did Annabelle the doll make her debut?
I always get these confused. The Conjuring?
The Conjuring,
Yes.
correct.
I get it confused with Insidious all the time.
Oh, yes. What is the name of the camp where Jason Voorhees drowns?
Crystal
in the Friday
Lake.
the 13th series? Yeah, Camp Crystal Lake, correct. What was the 20th century's first American horror film?
The 20th century's first American horror film. Psycho? No, that'd be... This is so hard to define.
Yeah. Well, so it must be very old, right?
Does it have a year next to the...
It does not.
Okay, that doesn't help. I mean, Georges Méliès technically was making horror films because the question I skipped was about him, and he was in the early 1917-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to skip.
I reckon I'll give you a clue.
Okay.
Just think of like classic old horror.
Dracula.
Oh,
It's
the other
Frankenstein?
one. It's
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay.
What is the actual name of Chucky in Child's Play?
Yeah, I don't remember. The toy's got a very specific name. I don't remember.
It is Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah, I don't think I would
Yeah,
have.
yeah. What? I can't remember. Like, what's the concept behind Chucky? Like, why is he evil?
Some kind of curse, I think.
Okay.
The first one is really satirical and funny, and then they
Yeah.
got less satirical as it went on and just became like a murderous doll. Like the first one's supposed to be dumb.
Yeah, I think I've only actually seen maybe the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I've seen 2. But like when I was young, it was terrifying. What was Jason's original name on Friday the 13th?
I'm getting this confused with Halloween, in which he's called The Shape.
Oh.
Well, it was his mum, so whatever his mum's name is. Mrs. Voorhees.
No. It says Josh.
Okay. I'm not familiar enough with that film franchise to know
I don't know.
what that means.
Which horror film franchise is the longest running?
I mean, the Universal monsters? Technically?
I don't know how you
Yeah,
judge
how do you
this.
judge it? As in just like
longest running
ongoing
What do you
installments.
mean? Yeah. I guess it must be ongoing installments.
Halloween came out in 1974 and they're still making Halloween movies. So I guess I got Halloween.
It's got here Friday the 13th.
What year did Friday the 13th come out? I think that was afterwards.
But even I'm thinking like Frankenstein, right?
Friday
Surely
the 13th
there's been
was
adaptations.
1980. Halloween was like almost 7 years before that. And the last Halloween came out 2 years ago.
Okay. The further we go through this quiz, the worse it's getting. But let's keep going.
Okay.
What was Steven Spielberg's inspiration for the name of the artificial shark in Jaws, and who was it modeled after?
Its name was Bruce.
Correct.
So what was his inspiration? Bruce
For
Campbell?
the name of the artificial shark was, and
Nah, it'd be older than Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell was from Evil Dead. It'd be something from the 50s.
I'm confused by this answer.
Yeah. I don't know. What is it?
Bruce was right.
Yeah.
And then it's got semicolon lawyer. So is it like he's lawyer?
Okay, right.
I
So
guess.
he modeled it off a lawyer.
A lawyer?
Yeah, I guess.
That's
Or
like,
lawyers are sharks or whatever.
yeah, okay.
It's pretty funny.
I
Stephen.
mean, that's, anyway. On the first Friday the 13th film, the longest running series, how many people does Jason murder?
6.
None.
None. Oh, no, it's his mum. So he doesn't murder any.
I don't know.
The
don't
first
remember.
Friday the 13th is it is not Jason. It's actually Jason's mum avenging the murder of Jason. So it would actually make sense that Jason doesn't kill anyone.
Right, okay. What is the exorcist demon's name?
Pazuzu.
Yes, correct.
Was it Pazuzu or Pazuzu?
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
In Brad Pitt's Seven film, who is assassinated for the deadly sin of pride?
Oh, him. No, no, Kevin Spacey.
No. That
Oh, that's anger, isn't it?
no, it's
Wrath or whatever.
Is it vengeful? Is there vengeful sin?
I think it's technically
No,
wrath.
maybe it's just
Pride. I don't remember.
a model.
Okay.
Okay. Who published An American Werewolf in London in 1981?
Who published it?
Yeah.
Like the distributor.
No, I'm
On the
gonna
director.
Say publish. Is it a book?
It's a movie. Is the answer
Because
John
published
Landis?
is a it is.
Yeah, okay, he's the director of the movie.
Director, okay, yeah.
Okay. Do you think this was not written in English and then translated or something?
Perhaps. What arms does Leatherface prefer?
What arms? A chainsaw?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
What is the name of the clown in The Devil's Rejects?
Oh, terrible movie. No, I don't remember.
Captain Spaulding.
Yeah.
Which real-life serial murder is indirectly based on Psycho?
I don't know. I do know it is loosely inspired by a true story, but I don't know the person's name.
By Ed Gein.
I think I did know that, yeah.
What
Technically the inspiration for Leatherface as well, I think.
Oh.
Isn't that funny how two interpretations can be so different?
What heinous beast was the subject of 2007's Rogue?
Crocodile.
Correct.
Or was it an alligator?
Crocodile.
Crocodile, yeah. Rogue is the Australian one, so it would be crocodile.
What iconic horror film was dubbed The Babysitter Murders at one point?
The Babysitter Murders. Rosemary's Baby?
No. Do another guess?
Babysitter's Murders. Yeah, can you give me a hint?
I'm not even sure it has anything to do with babysitters.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming it's a teen slasher then, like where like a babysitter probably gets... Is it Halloween?
It's Halloween.
Yeah. That makes sense. He just goes into houses and stab.
Yeah. And steps
You know what William Shatner's like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's it. Well done. I think you got exactly 50%.
I'm kind of cheated.
Thank you for that. Now it's time for the Ask Me Anything. And okay, we still don't have emails, but that's only because we're recording 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
Just the same as last week. So if you wrote in this week, since last episode,
I'm
we'll probably get to
we've
it
been
next
flooded
episode.
with emails in the meantime. It's so
emails.
embarrassing that we recorded this too early.
But otherwise, if you'd like to write into us, you can do so.
Yep.
Reddit podcast, READIT podcast at gmail.com. You can also reach us at our subreddit or our Discord.
You're nailing that these days.
I'm bloody nailing it.
I can see you concentrate every time you do
I
it.
have to really think
But
about
you are
it.
nailing it. I
Yeah.
want you to be assured.
And we'd also appreciate it if you could subscribe and rate the show. Here's a fun thing. The 5th person to rate the show 5 stars gets a special prize.
TBC.
TBC. Thanks for listening, and we will read you later.